Geometry Dash's Space Gauntlet winners were announced 2 weeks ago. And guess what? As we are all aware, GD has 8 more mythics than there were in my last video. That includes GD Gangster Rap, which, let's be honest, aged like milk. The video, not the level, don't kill me. For this occasion, I'll be ranking the top 10 entries from the contest. I'm doing it in a similar style to that one video I made about the hardest levels on the P-Man list. And as always, for the idiots who seem to forget how opinions work, these rankings are all, wait for it, my opinion. Feel free to roast my choices constructively in the comments, but don't harass me. I am not emotionally equipped to handle that. Also, do not take this video too seriously, whatever you do. I wrote most of this I run 4 hours of sleep or crack. If by some miracle you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. Yes, I know every YouTuber says that, but it really does help support both the channel and my massive ego. Alright, enough yapping. Time to rank the top 10 Space Gauntlet winners. How is this absolute masterpiece only in 10th place? Look at all these effects. I can't even keep track of them all. The planets, those constellation overlays, the wheels giving off audiovisual vibes. Globeflubber's art style is never disappointing, I'm gonna be honest. Also, this song, way too fitting. The transition at 70% might just be the most creative visual I've seen since, well, it's been a while. Not to mention the gameplay was genuinely fun for me. I don't know what else to say. This easily could have gotten top 5. Look, you don't need to create some ultra-realistic deco-focused XL levels to make a masterpiece. Lyle kept it clean and simple, and I definitely respect that. A ton. The focus on gameplay here is nice for a change. And yeah, I know I'm kind of the worst person to judge gameplay, but still. Only minor issue, I swear I've heard this song in like 500 other levels. For some reason, I keep coming back to this one. It's not groundbreaking, sure, and it can get a little repetitive, but Legendary feels like a decent decision on Rob's part. Gotta give it A tier, mostly because I've gotta prevent myself from spamming S tier rankings too much because of the quality of these levels. Also, this has nothing to do with the level quality itself or anything, but the ID was this close to being 116,116,116. Life has truly failed me. Right off the bat, this gives me serious Stardust Sanctuary vibes, in the best way possible, of course. More proof that you don't need full-blown realism to make something fantastic. Jova is pure art style, and this is a stupidly obvious point, but the low-gravity gimmick is a nice touch. You know, outer space, zero gravity. Anyways, the way each part is distinct, I gotta say, when's the last time you saw a jellyfish in a space-themed level? My only real complaint is a slightly excessive use of spider orb / pads, but honestly, that felt more like a gimmick than a flaw. Overall, totally goated level, I must say. And here it is, the first mythic in the ranking. And yes, as we are all aware, and I personally do not give any shit about, the statues still have dinglings. There's been some controversy regarding that, but I actually agree with the creator's response to this goofy-ass situation. This is one of those levels meant to be watched, not played, if you know what I mean. It's not hard, just painfully slow at the beginning. The realistic clouds are cool, but not enough to save it from being kind of boring. Also, it's XL, so if you mess up even slightly, it's back to square one. Still, in terms of visuals and ambition, this thing is seriously impressive. You might even say Out of Place was a little out of place in this gauntlet. One of my all-time favorites in the Gauntlet, second only to Aperture. Instead of doing the usual niche stars and rocket ships, the level went with this sick alien corruption theme and absolutely nailed it. A usual Kara practice. We rarely got any alien-themed levels in the Gauntlet, excluding Abducted of course. To the point, how is this 6th place? Absolute robbery. Average day in the life of suspect Robert DePaula. Alien Dream Emulator's vibes are so freaking fitting to what's occurring on screen. On screen. Of course, it's strange, it's weird, in a good way. Unlike Abducted, but we'll get to that later. The lack of seriousness this level provides absolutely dominates any initial ranking I had for it. And if you know anything about me, you might know I'm a bit of a weirdo. Hell yeah. Everything so far has been hovering in ARS tier, and that trend ain't stopping yet. Final Orbit is just plain clean. Bleed's been skyrocketing in popularity lately, and honestly, it surely deserves its popularity. That intro cutscene, unreal. The parallax on the ship, I literally simp for parallax. And the way his logo starts the level, absolute perfection. However, even if the level has outstanding visuals, it's not always exactly great in terms of things such as performance. But that doesn't stop me from putting it in S tier, oh yeah. You're gonna hear this everywhere, but truly, Aperture absolutely deserves to win. If it had swapped places with Abducted, I've been completely fine with it. Sure, the gameplay has its occasional minor flaws, and the second part uses glow a little bit awkwardly, but the creativity here is mind-blowing. For example, holy shart dog, how many lifetimes did that 3D part take to figure out? I'm impressed beyond words, just like everyone else. Anyways, as we are all collectively aware, Aperture has been absolutely robbed of the unofficial rating of, I don't know, ecliptic or something. It's hard to even critique this thing properly, like, it's that solid. If you know anything about me, or Spacetime Continuum really, you already know what I'm finna yap about first. The parallax. Never thought I'd get jealous over something like that. The art style is a whole nother level. Disregarding the gameplay of the level, the pixel theming at the beginning is totally unnecessary but adds so much to the part. When I first laid eyes on that second part, however, man, this is beautiful. It's hard to imagine these blocks being made first try, you know, even for someone like Destiny. So again, Spacetime Continuum definitely loses a few points for gameplay, but overall, incredible. Nah, this opening is just kinda genius. Something about the train just gives me vibes. The gameplay can get a little repetitive, yeah, but it's pretty damn fun in the end if you ask me. I feel like some things were kind of in the way of my experience a bit, but that's okay. Kisaragi has some genuinely interesting gimmicks and ideas built into it, and yes, you know what I'm about to say about the end of this banger. So, I believe Kisaragi definitely deserves second, possibly third because of other levels that should have been the top, but somebody decided to disregard our expectations. Judging from MC's other levels, I'm actually furious with the lack of creator points on this account. 8 isn't gonna cut it for somebody this talented. Okay, here we go. Look, I'm not gonna lie, Abducted did not feel like a first place winner to me. Shocker. I'd rank it more around 4th as mentioned earlier. Pretty common opinion, yeah, I know, but it's true. First off, the gameplay, so nerfed it's basically a walking simulator. My grandma could beat it. That said, the visuals are probably Abducted's best quality. The whole graphic novel style is super underused in GD, and it nicely stands out here. I definitely want to see more levels in this style. Still, there's something kinda off about Abducted. The vibe is strange and not in the fun way like Alien Dream Emulator. You see these people? The community tends to get a little bit freaky over this kind of thing, if you know what I mean. Then there's the editor. I don't even know where to begin. Congregation jump scare? Okay. Even with all that, I'd say it still earns a mostly decent spot, even if this tier is the lowest on the list. That essentially wraps up this terribly late video. If you made it this far, you're a legend. And hey, if you haven't already, maybe hit that subscribe button and check out some of my other videos so I can finally get monetized. So goodbye for now, see you in the next one, hopefully.